8 most expensive shoes worn in a basketball game. Admit it, if you were ridiculously wealthy, you'd even buy your favorite player's worn toothbrush. Well, as a matter of fact, some lucky people can brag about owning something almost as personal as that. Over the course of history, a handful of wealthy people have managed to put their hands on the very same shoes legendary ballers of the likes of Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, and Kobe Bryant have worn during basketball games. Obviously, that's not the kind of thing that's going to be cheap. Welcome to Latest Hoops, and today we're going to let you know about the most expensive shoes ever worn in a basketball game. 8. Under Armour Curry 3s, Oakland Strong, $30,101. Steph Curry used these beauties on December 15, 2016, and later auctioned them in benefit of the Oakland Fire Relief Fund. These shoes honor the 36 victims of the Ghost Ship warehouse fire, featuring the initials of every person who died that day. Also, they're the most expensive shoes ever worn by an active NBA player. When bidding closed, Steph Curry's custom Oakland Strong sneakers raised more than $43,000 for victims of the Oakland fire. As previously stated, proceeds are being donated to the You Caring Oakland Fire Relief Fund. 7. Air Jordan 11s, Bread, $34,160. Michael Jordan used these babies during Game 3 of the 1996 NBA Finals, but it wasn't until November 2015 that they were actually auctioned. Some sneakerheads argue these are the best shoes ever worn on an NBA game. And those are the very same sneakers Jordan used when he led his 72-10 Bulls to a 3-0 lead against the Seattle Supersonics in the finals. Due to Michael Jordan's first retirement from the NBA in 1993, Nike had plans to discontinue his signature line after the Air Jordan 10s. However, while everyone else at Nike assumed the line was over, Tinker Hatfield was hard at work behind the scenes, crafting the Air Jordan 11s in hopes that MJ would someday make a return to the court, a gamble that paid off handsomely for the designer. While colorways such as Concord and Space Jam are beloved for their own reasons, the Bread Air Jordan 11 has the distinction of being the shoe worn by Michael as he clinched his 4th NBA championship on Father's Day in 1996. To date, the classic pair has been re-released on 3 separate occasions. First in 2001, as part of a CDP in 2008, and lastly in 2012. 6. Nike Hyperdunks. Nike was keen to change the basketball sneaker industry by offering their revolutionary technology to develop lighter shoes that offered full support anyways, with Kobe Bryant being the face of the brand at the time. Moreover, the Black Mamba actually wore those shoes during the 2008 Beijing Olympics, where he led Team USA to the Olympic gold. They were auctioned in April 2014. The Hyperdunk has been one of the most anticipated shoes in recent years and can even be dubbed the official shoe of the 2008 Beijing Olympics, as it's been released in several colorways to represent the several teams including Germany, China, Puerto Rico, and the USA. This particular color scheme consists of a predominantly white upper, along with red and blue accents. The lines that run along the side panels serve a purpose and are actually Nike's new Flywire technology, which allows the shoe to be extra light without sacrificing support. The side panels are actually transparent, and the shoe features a mesh inner sock which contours to the wearer's foot but still provides sufficient ventilation. Like the Nike Zoom LeBron Soldier 2's United We Rise pack, 2008 Beijing Olympics, they also feature 3M reflective details which seemingly light up when hit by direct light. The tongue also features the United We Rise logo, which symbolizes a sense of unity among the shoes involved in the pack. 5. Air Jordan 1s, $39,600. These shoes were actually worn during Jordan's rookie season back then in 1985, but weren't auctioned until October 2016. These are the very same sneakers Jordan used en route to taking the league for assault and averaged 28.2 points per game on what would be the first step towards becoming the greatest player in the history of the game. Before the 6 rings, before being heralded as the greatest of all time, before Phil Jackson was his coach, Michael Jordan broke a bone in his left foot during the 3rd game of his sophomore NBA campaign. Against the advice of team doctors, he played the final 17 games of the season. His Airness sported a pair of customized Air Jordan 1s that featured a leather and fabric fastener strap, as well as a nylon and aluminum buckle to provide additional ankle support. The number of games in which these shoes were worn is unknown, but they had been ditched well before Jordan famously hung 63 on the Boston Celtics. Spending a year's worth of college tuition on game-worn sneakers may seem absurd. It is, however, safe to assume that some people get a kick out of paying thousands of dollars for sneakers, soaked in 48 minutes worth of foot sweat. 4. Air Jordan 7s, Olympic, $52,580. The 1992 Olympics will always go down as the tournament when people first took a glance at the ultimate dream team, setting the bar quite high for all the American squads that would come after them. With Michael Jordan at the top of a team featuring 11 Hall of Famers, there's no wonder why someone paid over $50 grand in May 2016 to get them. How much would you pay for these Michael Jordan game-worn pair of Olympic 7s? Do you remember how dominant that team was? Sheesh! The 1992 United States men's national basketball team, better known as the Dream Team, defeated Croatia in the Olympic gold medal game. The squad was so stacked that Charles Barkley and David Robinson came off the bench. The Dream Team's average margin of victory was 43.8 points in their 8 matchups in Barcelona, Spain. They played 4 qualifying games in Portland before heading out of the country. They had 11 Hall of Famers demonstrating their dominance each time out, and their influence is still felt to this day. From establishing the precedent of NBA players participating in the Summer Games to expanding basketball's popularity globally, the USA's 1992 squad left its mark. Their kicks were also straight fire. The most legendary were Michael Jordan's Olympic Air Jordan 7s, a USA-themed colorway with metallic silver highlights and gold accents. The back heel featured the diamond emblem associated with the Air Jordan 7 SL, but with the number 9, Mike's Olympic jersey number, instead of his famed 23. 3. Nike Airships, $71,554. Michael Jordan wore these controversial sneakers in a game against the Lakers during his rookie season. There's a misconception of these shoes being banned because the league's deputy commissioner wrote Jordan a letter stating that they violated the league's dress code. But actually, the letter was dated months before he wore them on the court. They were later auctioned in April of 2015. Before there was ever an Air Jordan, there was the Nike Airship, the first sneaker Michael Jordan wore as an NBA pro. The shoe carries a lot of history, but has never been re-released. It's definitely on Nike's radar though. 2. Air Jordan 12s, Flu Game, $104,765. Michael Jordan had hundreds of legendary moments, but the Flu Game definitely has to be among the GOAT's biggest performances. Jordan led his Bulls with 38 points to get a 3-2 lead against the Utah Jazz in Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, despite being barely able to walk and talk due to food poisoning. And not the flu, as most people believed. So these babies are definitely worth every penny. They were later sold in December 2013. Following up on the Flu Game nickname, Jordan would wear this exact pair in Game 6 of the NBA Finals while having the flu. After a dominant performance and an iconic moment of Scottie Pippen helping MJ walk off the court, the Flu Game name was officially born. What would you pay for the original Air Jordan 12 Flu Game pair? 1. Converse Fast Breaks, $190,373. And obviously, the most expensive shoes ever worn in a basketball game have to be the pair of Converses Jordan wore before signing an endorsement deal with Nike in 1984. His Royal Airness wore these shoes in the 1984 Summer Olympics when the USA demolished Spain, led by Jordan's 20 points. They were sold in June 2017 for over $190,000. Previously, the highest auction was on the Air Jordan 12 Flu Game, which was worn by Jordan during the infamous game and autographed. They sold for $104,765. As for the Converse Fast Break Mid at auction, this is the last pair worn by MJ in competition as an amateur and was obtained by a ball boy. The shoes have some wear and tear from over the years and probably originally featured a white and black theme. This of course differs from the Jordan X Converse pack, which will feature accents of UNC blue. Let us know your thoughts of this iconic piece of Jordan history in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for tuning in. See you next time!